Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at this sort of the previous gen Rolex Sky-Dweller. This one, the reference number 326139. That means it comes on a full white gold construction, of course with the fluted bezel, Arabic numerals in white gold with a black, sort of like a matte black dial, white 24-hour GMT wheel, as well as a black leather bracelet. Again, the reference number for this, 326139. I'll be going over the aspects of this watch, the case, the dial, the bezel, the crown functions, and the bezel functions as well as the movement and the leather strap here. All right, so starting off with the case, you have the standard 40 millimeter case. Nothing less, or actually I believe this is a 42 millimeters from finger to thumb. I have my notes a little bit backwards there, but 42 millimeters from the 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock position between finger and thumb, same as the 10 to 4 o'clock position, same 42 millimeters, same diameter. You have the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the Rolex winding crown, ensuring water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet below sea level. This one featuring the the twin lock waterproofness system, and of course this watch, by the way, is a pre-owned model. In 2021, at least when I'm filming this, you can only get these pre-owned because, well, they have been superseded by the index hour mark dials as well as the Oyster Flex straps. So they no longer offer these on leather straps, by the way. So anyway, moving on to the full construction here, you have a nice high polish to this white gold case all along the sides as well as on the front of the case, as you can see. And similarly, you have a white gold bezel, nice and fluted there, originally with the intent of screwing directly onto the case. But, you know, over time, it's sort of been, modern technology has sort of made that, well, not all that necessary anymore. So they've decided to keep it as a mark of distinction. In this case, they always make it in some sort of gold, and here it's in white gold. But here we also have a function to the bezel. So it does actually move on this one, because that's what Sky-Dwellers do. And I'll be going over the function for this in a moment. But first, taking a look here at the dial. Again, I said this is a sort of like a matte black dial, and that gives you the ultimate contrast between the dial itself, the numbers depending on your angle of view, and also that GMT, that 24-hour wheel, that second time zone. Very, very easy to see the date underneath that Cyclops lens as well. My lighting doesn't really allow for that though, but if you're looking at this outside, or in a different environment outside of a light box, then the date is very easy to see underneath that Cyclops lens, scratch resistant sapphire crystal notwithstanding. Now taking a look here, the hours are all in Arabic numerals. This is sort of one of the easiest ways you can tell that's an older model, because they no longer make this with Arabic numerals, and generally the higher end sports models come with their own numeric denominations. This one is now with the stick markers, or in other words the luminescent index markers for the Sky-Dweller. But here we have the Arabic numerals, very easy to read, certainly easy to pick up as well, and they're all made in 18 karat white gold, matching the content of the case, as well as the hands and the Rolex crown at the 12 o'clock position. You also have a 24-hour GMT or second time zone wheel, sort of center, but a little bit below center of the watch, and that's to allow that red triangle to denote the actual hour. So right now it's just after midnight based on my second time zone. The current time zone shown with the hands here, only the tips actually loomed. So if I turn out the lights here, you can see the chromolite, or yeah, you can just see the luminescence on those hands there. And they're slightly skeletonized near the center of the dial so that it actually does not obstruct the reading of that 24-hour dial. So if I were to move that minute hand, as you can see, you can still see through it quite easily. All right, and onto the functions of this watch while I'm here. So there are different sort of settings to this watch based on the position of the bezel. So if you start with your bezel all the way rotated clockwise. This is sort of like a locked position. So in every position you can actually wind the watch using the winding crown. So just simply give it about 20 to 30 full rotations at the first position to allow full winding of the watch up to the maximum power reserve. Rather simple there. But if you rotate it all the way to the right, this is where I would or all the way to the left, sorry. This is how I would recommend setting it. Pull the crown out to the only other position, the final position, and this actually sets the minute hand, but by extension also the hour hand and the 24-hour dial. And you know that you're on this setting when the seconds hand has actually stopped giving you that hacking function. So first set your 24-hour time zone, the time of your home time zone. So let's say it's 10 a.m. wherever you happen to be. All right, and the minutes are close to 10 minutes after the hour. Sure, no problem. Rotate the bezel to the right once. It starts up that seconds hand, and you can then move the hour hand independently of all of these functions, and also by extension set the date. So the local time is actually dictating the date and also by extension the month as well. So keep that in mind when you're setting the time here. So let's say it's 10 a.m. wherever I happen to be. So same exact time in both time zones. You can then rotate the bezel one last time to then quick set the date either forwards or backwards. And doing so actually changes the aperture in the peripheral of the dial. So these apertures are all black right now, but they will light up or they will change to red based on the month that is denoted in the annual calendar. So right now, if the number 1 is red, that means we're in January. Number 2 is in red, that means in February, and so forth. So using this quick set function for the date, you can actually set dates that don't actually exist. So for example, you can actually set to the 31st of February, even though that's actually physically impossible. You can do so. But here, let me show you something else. If you were to go to, say, April 30th, you could quick set to April 31st, a date that also does not exist. But let's say you're on the 30th and you set your hour hand forward, it will actually switch to May 1st automatically, skipping the 31st and dates that actually do not actually exist. Right? And that's all thanks to the movement on the inside. The movement being I believe it's the 9001 or 9001, made in-house by Rolex, contains 40 jewels, the most complex movement in Rolex's catalog to date, and it's been that way for quite a long time. So you can't see it through the case back because it does have that solid white gold case back, so you have your gold contents worth there. You have the plus or minus 2 second per day time differential after casing, giving you that superlative chronometer certification as printed on this and every Rolex dial. You also have control of the center mounted hour, minute, and seconds hands, the date apertures in 12 different positions, as well as date wheel and the offset 24-hour second time zone. You also have a set of Paraflex shock absorbers with the paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, meaning that you can take a few bumps here and there and get relatively close to circuitry and magnets and the like, and it'll be keeping track of time just fine. No need to worry about the movement or the timekeeping ability of the watch. Also, you have a center-mounted perpetual winding rotor, bidirectional. So basically, if you wind your watch manually in any position, as long as the crown is in the first most inward position, you can just wind the watch up to the natural or up to the maximum power reserve, and just simply wearing it on your wrist will keep that watch up to that power reserve, it being about 72 hours, literally meaning that you can set it down on a Friday evening, pick it back up Monday morning, the following week, no need to wind the watch. Just wear it all day Monday, you're good to go. And also, while I'm zoomed out here, I can actually show you this leather bracelet or the leather strap, nice and thick, closer to the lugs. And even though this is a pre-owned strap, it does last for quite a while. This watch from, I believe from about 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Certainly, even though it has weathered, 4 years of existence, that doesn't mean it's any less. And certainly that leather strap will get you through quite a lot in all the luxurious places that you'll go. You also have the folding clasp here, the Oyster folding clasp, a little bit different from what you would see from a higher end sports model, but this is the older generation clasp. It has the single fold over with the Rolex stamped logo on the inside and with hallmarks, so you know that you're dealing with rare earth metals here, in this case white gold in its construction. And you can tell that it's an older clasp because it does have these sizing pins here, so you can move it within 5 different settings to size the watch just right for yourself. While I'm here, I can try it on and give you my thoughts as to how it wears on my wrist, 7 inches in circumference. All right, so for me, it's kind of a big watch, and even though I absolutely love the Sky-Dweller, the size of the watch, the 42mm case size, just does extend out into the lugs, which makes it, well, rather comically big on me. But if you have a larger wrist, then certainly somewhere above like 7.5 to 8 inches on your wrist, you can certainly wear this quite easily. Taking a look down the wrist here, tiny bit of space under the lugs, and that's just for me. My wrists are generally a little bit rounder than flat, so just keep that in mind. If you have a more flat wrist, the lugs will sit more flush with your wrist. And keep in mind that this is a leather strap, so less breathability, but certainly no less luxurious. And Rolex, keeping their sort of integrated bracelet look here with the leather strap, they put a tiny piece of an end length in there to really close up that spot there, to really fill in that area and make it seem as if it is a fully integrated strap on the watch. And also, taking a look face on, incredibly distinctive actually, and probably one of my favorite dials because of that matte black look. Really makes that high contrast pop compared to the blue dial or any other color dials, the champagne dial as well. Here with the white gold Arabic numerals, of course if you're not in a dark area with a light box, you'll see these numbers show up very easily against that black backdrop. As you can see, if I angle it just right so it's reflecting the inside of the light box, incredibly easy to read, probably the easiest to read dial because it's a big dial, 42mm, one of the biggest from Rolex. And with that 24-hour GMT or second time zone wheel, makes it very easy to keep track of time back at home. And also, when it comes to the weight distribution, the clasp itself is actually pretty heavy. I heard that it was actually pretty heavy as a good counterweight against the case, but I didn't really believe it until I tried it on myself. So the fact that the clasp is also in solid white gold really helps solve that problem of a potentially wobbly top half there with that high center of gravity for the watch, because the watch case itself also solid white gold. So it's certainly not the lightest watch, but it will slide under a jacket sleeve and certain suit cuffs. If you tend to wear your cuffs a little bit on the looser end, this will certainly slip underneath quite nicely. And with the weight distribution, it's not going to feel like you're going to be swinging around a ball and chain around your wrist anytime at all. So, enough of what I think. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below what you think about this Rolex Sky-Dweller, the older generation, with the Arabic numerals, black dial, all white gold construction, with the leather strap here. Gives it, I believe, a more luxurious feel than, say, the newer Oyster Flex straps, which are a little bit more sporty, a little bit less formal, but here you have the full formal presentation. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and hit the bell notification next to the subscription button so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our store at jazztime.com. Links in the description below where you can purchase it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next video.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.